Question number 1. The February, March 2020, paper 42. Question number 1. We have train consists of the mass of 87 gram and each is 52 gram. What is the total mass? What is the total mass? 52 multiplied by how many? 4 plus 87. The final answer? 295. What is the unit of measuring? Gram. Will final answer needed to be in gram. Correct. Question number 2. Work out the mass as a percentage of the total. When I ask you to get percentage, means fraction times 100. Fraction times 100. What is the mass? Is 87. What is the total? 295. What is the final answer? 29.5. Question number part B. The train is 61 centimeter. The length is 61 centimeter long. And the travel speed 80 meters per second. Speed. When we have a question related with the speed, don't forget, speed is a distance over time. It takes 4 seconds for the whole train to cross the bridge. If say we have bridge, start from this point to cross the whole bridge. We solved the 2 questions and classified exactly the same. When cross the whole bridge, so what is the total distance moved? The total distance moved is the length of the train, which is 61, in addition the length of the bridge, which is what? It's not given. Let's say it's x. So how to get the distance? It's speed multiplied by what? By time. So the distance is speed and time. 18 meters per second multiplied by 4. What is the final answer? 72. What is the unit of measuring? Centimeter. Centimeter. This is the whole distance. The whole distance. This is the distance covered. But the length of the train, 61. So what is the length of the bridge? 72 minus 61. So the answer will be 11. Part C. The cost is $64. Calculate the cost by using this conversion. 1 rupees. We can solve it as a proportion or ratio is equivalent to 0.0154 dollars. $64. Convert cross multiplication. So x equals what? 1 multiplied by 64 divided by 0.0154. Give me your final answer. Yes, please. C. It's a given. Give me the answer without rounding first. 4, 1, 5. Right. Give me the full screen. 4, 1, 5, 5. 8, 4. 8, 4. 8, 4. He asked to write your answer corrected to the nearest what? To the nearest 10. Underline the 10 digit. Underline the 10th digit. 5 add 1 or not? Yes, will be 6. 0 to the right, 1, 4. The final answer, 4,160. Part D. The cost is increased by 12.5 to 2.7. Find the cost before. Do you remember this method? Old, increase, new. The old is 100, increase 12.5. So the new will be what? 112.5. Is it given the old or new value? It's given the new value, 2.70. So what is the old value? Use cross multiplication. So x is 100 multiplied by 2.70 divided by 112.5. What is the final answer? 2.4. 2.4. Start the time, we end the time. If we start from 6:50 to 11:15, what is the duration time? How long from? We'll subtract 11:15 minus 6:50. You can use your calculator. Give me the final answer if you subtract. If we try to do it without using the calculator, 15 minus 50, it's not come. We can take 1 from 11, but 11 in hours, so will be 10. This hour, how many minutes? Will be 60 plus 15 will be 75. So when you subtract, will be 25 and 4. So if we start from 6:50 and end 11:15, the duration time will be 4 hours and 25 minutes. Then he ride the bicycle for 3 hours. Find the ratio. When I ask you to get the ratio, you can write it as a fraction simplified. But how come it's hour and the minutes? You can write all as a minutes, then simplify. What is the ratio of the first one? How long? 4 hours and 25 minutes. The second one is 3 hours. How to simplify your answer? You can write it in as a 1 unit, which is minutes. So the first one, how many minutes? 4 hours multiplied by 60 will be 240. 240 and 25 will be 265. And the 3 hours, how many minutes? Will be 180. You can simplify by using the calculator, write it as a fraction, 265 divided by 180. Give me your answer simplified. 53 to 36. When there is increase exponentially, do you remember the form of increasing exponentially? It's exactly like the compound interest form. But if it is increasing, it will be plus. If it is decreasing, it will be minus. So the total amount is P1 plus R% all to the power of T, which is given the principal amount given and the total, which is A given, 736 equals P550 1 plus R% for how many years? 5. How to solve this equation? Step number 1, dividing by 550. 3736 divided by 550 is equal 1 plus R% all to the power of 5. Second step, by taking the fifth root. It's called what? By taking the fifth root for 736 over 550 equals 1 plus R%. The next step, take 1 to the other side. So the fifth root of 736 divided by 550 minus 1 is equal to R%. R% means R over 100. But when he asked to get the value of R, it's divided by 100, multiply your value by 100. Fifth root 736 divided by 550 minus 1, then multiply your answer by 100. Give me the final answer. 5.99. Omar, you have a question?
مستر ليه ما من الفيفث روت أول شيء؟
We have here P. P is not under 5. If it is, you are right. P, you have to remove P first.
okay, صح.
P, if it is written like this, so you are right. So you have to remove P. Step number 1 again, divided by 550 first, then fifth root, then minus 1, then times 100. Why we times 100? It's R percent means R over 100, but he asked to get the value of R. So you have to multiply by 100. I will explain the steps again. In general, if you have an expression, in general, if it is A equals P 1 plus R percent all to the power of T. Step number 1, A over P. Then by taking the T root, whatever, if it is 2, square root, if it is 3, cubic root, if it is 4, fourth root, then minus 1, then multiply all by 100. This is the value of R. Clear? حسين لك سؤال؟ You have a question? At least 3 significant figures. So the final answer will be at least 3 significant figure will be what? 6? Okay. Will be 6.00. Correct. You are right. عمر منصور اتفضل.
مستر هو ازاي اعرف ان استخدم compound interest ولا simple؟
If it is written increase exponentially will be compound. Decrease exponentially will be compound. But if it is written simple, so will be simple. If it is not mentioned increase exponentially, if it is written each year, if this happened for 3 consecutive years, will be also compound.
مستر
Yes.
إذا كانت decrease ولا increase ما بتغير شيء بالفورمولا صح؟
لا. If it is increase will be plus. If it is decrease, this sign will be minus.
صح. Okay.
Question number 1 clear? Question number 2. Fill the table by substitution by each value. 0, substitute by 0.5, substitute by 1. You can use your table, mod 7. You can write directly mod 7. Write the function f of x is equal start -1, end 2, step 0.5. You will get this table. Or substitute 1 by 1, 2. From bracket 0 to the power of 3 minus 4 bracket 0 power 2 plus 3. Get the answer. Repeat it again. 2 times 0.5 minus 4 times 0.5 plus 3. Repeat it again. Substitute by 1 cube minus 4 times 0.5 1 squared plus 3. Yalla, please give me the values in the table. Give me the values. 3, 2.251. Yalla, please plot the points. Start to draw smooth curve. -1 and -3. By looking at x-axis from 0 to 1, so 1 divided by 20. So each small square will be what? 1 divided by 20 as a decimal is 0.05. So each two lines will be 0.1. Each two lines 0.1. Each two lines 0.2, 0.3, and so on. But for y-axis, each small square is 0.1. The first point, -1 and -3. -1 and -3. Second point, -0.5 and 1.75. 1.75, 1.5 in between, like this. عمار اتفضل.
مستر، هم بيقولوا لنا في الساينسز بالبلوتنج جرافس انه الاحسن انه وي يوز كروسز انستد اوف دوتس. هذا نفس
لا.
الحل بالنسبه للماث ولا
لا حط بوينتس
عادي؟ اوكي
0 and 3. بس لو عملت كروس مش غلط يعني، بس عادي مفيش اي عندنا مشكله في النقطه دي خالص. بوينت كمان صغيره كده عادي. 0 3 0.5 and 2.25 2.25 1 and 1 1.5 and 0.5 0.75 2 and 3.
بس انت ما عملت بلوت لاول واحده.
عملت اللي هي -1 and -3 down.
ايوه صحيح تحت.
Let's start to join. Use your pencil, smooth curve. clear. طبعا ان شاء الله يعني انتوا هتبقوا more accurate عن انا من السكرين. عملنا completing a table 3 marks, plotting the points and sketch the graph 4 marks. Now 7. Use your graph to solve the equation. Let's start now to explain this part. Is it the same function, exactly same, or there is any change? Is it exactly same? Yes. If it is exactly the left hand side same, start to sketch the right side. Y equals 1.5. How to sketch the graph of y equals 1.5? By drawing a line at 1.5. Please draw a line at y equals 1.5. The line cut the curve at how many points? The line cut the curve at how many points?
3.
1, 2, 3. Try to estimate your answer. There is a range in the final exam, inshallah. What is the first value? I see it's a -0.6. Another one said no, it's a -0.55. This point is 0.56. I see it as positive 0.7. Another one said no, it's 0.65. It's 0.8. I will show you now the range for the past from the market scale. And this part, it's 1.567, 1.7. If there is any one, get it 1.6, write it. But it's better to sure work out. You have to draw a vertical line like this to show the examiner how to get your answer. Clear? By looking at the marking scheme in this part, the first solution from -0.6 to -0.5, I will show you the answer. Jalil, اتفضل.
Mr. I didn't understand the part where you draw the line, the last line.
Okay, we'll explain again. This is the answer. This is the range which is given. Look at question 2A part 3, negative 0 from negative 0.6 to negative 0.51. Second solution from 0.75 to 0.85. The third solution from 1.7 to 1.85. My answer in the range. What about your answers? Is it same in the range? We'll explain this part again. How to solve the equation graphically. How to solve the equations graphically. First, you have to make sure the left hand side exactly same the function which given. Is it? Yes. You have to sketch or draw the line on the right side. Y equals 1.5.
You can see the screen.
Y equals 1.5. I will share it again, sorry. 1.5 by drawing. Look at the equation. The equation exactly same. There is no change. Yes, there is no change. The right side is 1.5. You have to draw the line. Y is equal 1.5. After drawing the line, Y is equal to 1.5. Just find the intersection. He asked to solve the equation. Asked to get the values of X. So the first intersection, the red line cut the blue line at 3 points. So this is the first solution. Now clear? Second solution and the third solution. The equation 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3. Is it same? Is there is any change? Same. It's written equals k, where is k is constant. Where is k constant? Listen. Well, what is the set of values of k to give a one solution? Can you give me a value of k to give a one solution? One intersection. If we draw a horizontal line, I need to cut the curve at one point. -3, -2, -1, 0. If I ask it to give me a value, give 3 solutions. 1, 2. 2 solutions. 2 solutions at 3. If we draw a line, exactly, if you extend the curve, this curve extended like this. So if we draw a curve, a line at 3, touch the curve at one point and cut. So 2 solutions. So he asked about the value of k. Maybe 1 solution, 2 solutions, 3 solutions. There is no intersection. He asked to get has only 1 solutions from -1 to 2. From -1 to 2. Write down a possible value for value of k. Give me a value of k to give 1 solution. But from -1 to 2. -1, agree, correct. -1, what else? 0, what else? Is it written k have to be integer? Is it written k have to be integer? No, it's not written. Yes, it's written. It's written. So don't try to write a fraction or decimal. Clear? Again, right. I show you when I draw a horizontal line, I need only cut at one point. So at -1, give a 1 point. At 0, give 1 point. 1 accepted, positive 1 accepted? No, because if you draw a horizontal line at 1, how many solutions? 3. Part B. Draw a tangent at x equals 1. ده البارت estimate the gradient. Estimate the gradient. Draw tangent at 1. عمر اتفضل.
مستر بس كيف تقدر تقول لي وين رسمت اللاين وكيف طلعت الانسر بالسؤال اللي قبليها؟
حاضر.
شكرا.
See, I'll try now to show a line. If say we try to draw the line at 0. See this line at 0. Cut the curve at how many solutions? Cut the curve at how many points?
1.
Only
point.
one. So accepted. If we draw a line at exactly
يعني
negative
نكتب 0.
0 is a solution. K is 0. What else?
Okay.
At -1. If we draw a horizontal line at -1, correct also. And he wrote in the range equal, so accepted. So -1 accepted or 0 accepted. One of them it's enough. He asked to write only one solution. Clear?
شكرا.
Part B.
مستر
اتفضل.
هو احنا ليه مخلين اللاين يعمل يعني يقطع بس 1 بوينت مش ال 3؟
حضرته هو اللي عايز كده، قال لك في السؤال كده has only one solution. لو قال لك بقى 3 solution حضرتك هترسم لاين زي الريد كده. لو قال لك 3 solution. كلير؟
تمام شكرا يا
لو
مستر.
قال لك 2 solutions يا سيد يوسف 2 solutions ارسموا له
يبقى
فين؟
هيقطع عند 2 بوينتس.
add 3 بقى هيبقى الاد 3 اللي فوق ده شايف اللاين ده؟ cut at only 2 points. Clear?
تمام.
I explained the cases of K may be one solution or 2 or 3. Part B, draw tangent. Try to draw a line, touch the curve at 1. Use your tangent to estimate the gradient. How to estimate the gradient? Try to find the 2 points on the line. Try to find the 2 points on the curve, on the line. The first point, 1 and 3. Try to get another point. For me, I will write this point, which is 0.5 and 0.4. But for you, try to get another point, please. I will get my answer and look at the range. 3 minus 0.4, x1, y1, x2, y2. The gradient, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. How to apply the form? Gradient, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 0.4 minus 3 over 0.5 minus 1. Then get your answer. Anyone please give me the final answer? 5.2. Your answer have to be positive because the line move up. If it is moving down, will be negative. Anyone get another answer? Please give it to me. Again? 4.8? 4.8, huh? Another one? Exactly 5? 5, huh? 4.8. Shabal online. Anyone give me another answer, please?
I got 5.2.
See, the range written 4.4 to 5.6. 4.4 to 5.6. So don't worry about it. The range from 4.4 to 5.6 accepted. If your answer out of the range, but you show that there is a tangent and you draw the tangent exactly, Aisha, you got the PDF? You still need it?
No, I have it.
Okay. Use your tangent to estimate the gradient. I wrote it as 5.2, but the range from 4.4 to 5.6. Write down the equation of your tangent in the form of y equals mx plus c. How to write the equation? Y equals. For me, because I found it 5.2, you have to find it, say 5.2x plus c. How to find the value of c? There is a point given 1 and 3. Substitute by 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Remove y and write 3. 5.2. Remove x and write 1 plus c. So c equals negative 2.8. Right? So the final answer y is equal 5.2x minus 2.8.
مستر كيف 2.8؟
كامل answer معاكم بالسبتراكشن. لا 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 استنى لحظه. الفاليو بتاعت السينا بتاعتي كام يا شباب؟ النيجاتيف از نوت كام الفاينل انسر when you move it to the other side؟
نيجاتيف 2.2
نيجاتيف
نيجاتيف 2.2
نيجاتيف
2.2
okay negative 2.2 negative 2.2. Listen, when the examiner look at your answer in part 2, whatever correct or not, whatever in the range or not, if you wrote it here, you will get 1 mark. Then find the value of C. Whatever your answer, there is a carry forward for this part. Maybe you have a mistake in part 2. There is follow through or carry forward for it. So write it exact, whatever you find in the range or not. I will show in the marking scheme, if you look at it, if you look at your marking scheme, it's written on the right side FT. FT means follow through, whatever correct or not, if you write your answer directly from part 2. موضوع الرينج ده خلاص اوكي clear? Question number 3. Part A. We use 20 liters of water each day. Each day. She reduced the amount of water she used by 15%. Calculate the number of liters of water she now uses each day. When you reduce by 15%. So old, decrease, new. You can get 15% and then subtract correct. The old is 100. Decrease by what? 15%. Then the new will be what? The new will be
85.
85. Clear? So when you reduce by 15% will be minus 100 minus 15 will be 85. The old value is 220. So the new value will be what? Cross multiplication. So x is equal to 220 multiplied by 85 divided by 100. Give me the final answer.
187.
187. If one of you try to get 15% from 220, then subtract 220 minus will be correct. If you try to get the 85% from the original value, also will be correct. Now part B. When we have similar shapes, the length will be same ratio. Area, you have to do what? Square. Cube, you have to volume cube. Again, length, perimeter, same ratio. Area, square it. Volume, cube it. So they are similar. Which is given? The large bottle holds 1.35 and the height is. The small bottle is. So which we have now? Volumes. If we have volume, right, volume ratio. The volume is 1.35 liter to 0.4 liter. Is it same unit of measuring? Yes, you can remove it. Can you give me this answer simplified as a fraction by using the calculator? 1.35 divided by 0.4? 27/8. This is the final answer simplified. This is the ratio of what? Volume. If it is given the volume ratio, how to get the length ratio? How to get the length ratio from the volume?
Square root.
Cubic root. If it is area, square root. How to get the ratio of length? How to get L1 to L2? But because we have here V1 to V2, if you have the ratios of volume, to get the ratios of length, cubic root. The cubic root of 27 is 3. The cubic root of 8 is 2. So if it is area, square root. If you have length, square it to get the area. Cube it to get the volume. If you have volume, cubic root, you can get the length. Now, which given? The large height or the small height? A large height. Write it down, the large height to 9.7 centimeter. Cross multiplication, your answer will be in centimeter. 2 multiplied by 2, 9.7 divided by 3. What is the final answer?
19.8.
19.8. I will explain it again. Similarity. There are many questions in past paper about similarity, especially paper 2. If it is given length with length, height with height, radius with radius, slant height with slant height, this is the ratio of sides. To get the ratios of area, square. To get the ratios of volume, cube. But if you start with area, to get the length ratio, square both sides, square root. If it is volume, cubic root. Clear? Part C. Flow rate. Do you remember the form? When you have a flow rate, I solved some questions with you in paper 2. What is the volume rate? What is the volume rate? How to get the volume rate? Is speed multiplied by area of cross section. To get the volume of rate, speed multiplied by area of cross section, which is given. It's given the rate 12 liter per minute. This is the volume rate. This is the volume rate. 12 liter each 1 minute. The water from the shower flow into a tank that is cuboid. The cuboid has length and width. Calculate the increase in the level of water in the tank when it is used 7 minutes. We have cuboid. We have cuboid. Cuboid, its length is 90. And the width is 75. But the height is not given. When you use it for 7 minutes, what is the volume in 7 minutes? The volume here, the volume rate is given in the question. If it is not given, we'll use this form, but it's given. 12 liter each 1 minute. So how many liters after 7 minutes? Well, cross multiplication. 84 liter. So the volume now will be 84 liter. How to get the height? The volume is length times width times the height. So we'll divide the volume by length by width to get the height. But the unit of measuring, the length given in centimeter, is it? Yes, centimeter, 90. The width given in centimeter. But the volume given in what? In liter. How to convert from liter to centimeter cube? How to convert from liter to milliliter? How to convert from liter to milliliter? Milliliter exactly centimeter cube. So how to convert from liter to centimeter cube? Multiplied by 1000. So 84000. Divide, you will get the height. 84000 divided by the product of 90 and 75. What is the height? 12.4. Anyone get the same answer? I will explain this question again. The volume rate is speed multiplied by the cross section. But it's given in the question the volume rate. So use the proportion direct. The volume rate is 12 liter per minute. 12 liter each 1 minute. So after 7 minutes, cross multiplication, it's 84 liter. 84 liter, this is the volume. 84 liter, this is the volume. So the volume, length times width times height. So we'll divide the volume by product of length and width to get the height. But the units of measuring is different. You have to convert from liter to centimeter cube by multiplying by 1000. Clear? Question number 4. Yes, this is will be increased. Whatever the height before, I will show you by drawing. Let's say
مستر ايش كان الانسر؟
the cuboid. تفضل.
كنت اسال الانسر بس لقيته خلاص.
Listen, if say the height in water at the beginning like this, okay? What happened? There is increase in height. Increase in height for, let's say, till this point. So we found it as a volume of this part only. So I will use a volume of this part. A volume is length by width by height. So there is increase in the height. So the answer will be to increase in height 12.4. 12.4 correct. Question number 4. A solid cone. So when I ask you to get its area, don't forget to add the circle down. A solid has radius is 1.65. The radius 1.65 and the slant height 4.7. Who can tell me how to find the perpendicular height? How to get the perpendicular height?
Pythagoras
theorem. Clear? Calculate the total surface area. Why he make the total bold line?
عشان area of circle.
So يعني بيدي لك hint. Don't forget please to add the total surface area. But if it is not like this hint, it's written up as solid. So don't forget to add the curved and the circle. What is the area of the curved? Pi RL plus. What is the area of circle? Pi R squared. So pi R is 1.65, L is 4.7, plus pi R is 1.65 all squared. Is it written? Write your answer in terms of pi? No, it's not. Write your answer at least 3 significant figure. Give me your answer, please. 32.9. 32.9. Yeah, 33.91 أو 2. Sure.
مستر ممكن تعيدها؟
You use by using the calculator?
32.916 I would say 32.92.
Okay. Any question? The total surface area, 2 parts. The curved pi RL, it's a given. Don't forget to add the circle because it's a solid. And it's written here the total. So don't forget to add. This is the final answer. Find the angle that the slant height make it with the base. It's a trigonometry. We have a right angled triangle. What is the angle which the slant height makes with the base? How to get the angle X? Is it a right angled triangle? Yes. Sine, cosine, tan. Which one you will use? Why you said cosine? Because already we have adjacent and hypotenuse. But you can find by using the Pythagoras theorem to get the perpendicular height, then use tan, use sine will be correct. So X is equal cosine minus 1.65 divided by 4.7. What is the final answer? 69.4. Calculate the volume of the cone. What is the volume? It's a given. Third, area of base into height. So you have to calculate what now? You have to calculate the perpendicular height. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Height squared plus 1.65 squared equals 4.7 squared. 4.7 squared. By moving it to the other side and take a square root. What is the height? 4.7 squared minus 1.65 squared. What is the height?
4.4.
Increase the number of decimal.
40.
Listen, because he didn't ask you to get the height. I didn't ask you to get the height. I will use it to get the volume. So please increase 5 decimal places. I prefer keep it in your calculator. Exact. Then when I write the volume, third pi, the radius is squared, 1.65 squared, multiplied by your answer in the calculator. It's exact. What is the final answer for the volume? Decimal. 4.40?
12.5.
12.5 what? Okay, so 3 significant at least, 12.5, correct. The final answer in marking scheme, 12.5 accepted, 12.54 accepted, 12.55 accepted.
مستر احنا ايش استفدنا من الهايت؟
We use it to get the volume. The volume, you have to use the perpendicular height. Show the difference between area and the volume. For areas, we use the slant height. But for the volume, we use the perpendicular height. So you have to find the perpendicular height before finding your volume. Clear?
Okay.
Question part 2. Metal of sphere, radius 5 centimeter is melted. Right, please. Volume before melted is equal to volume after melted. Clear? Type before it was a sphere. What is the volume of a sphere? 4/3 pi r cube. It's a given. Radius is 5. So 4/3 pi 5 cube. This is the volume before. Now convert it to which shape? Is melted and makes cones identical to this one. Calculate the number of complete identical cones that are made. Yani the volume before, this is the volume of what? This is the volume of the cone. How many? Let's say it's n multiplied by 12.546. So how many? N, how to get the number? Divide the volume of a sphere over the volume of the cone. The volume of a sphere over volume of cone is what? 4/3 pi 5 to the power of 3 divided by 12.546 or 55. Give me your final answer, rounded without rounding. N equals what? I will tell you. 41 point. So exactly how many complete cones will be? 41. Because the 42 is not completed. So the final answer. El 12.5D, the volume of cones found in the previous part. Again, the volume before equals volume after. So when we convert the volume of a sphere into many numbers of cones, how to get the number in general? If the question asked to get the number, if the question included volume, the volume of big over volume of small. If he asks about areas, areas of big divided by the areas of small. So the volume of a sphere divided by the volume of cone, you will get how many? Question number 5.
مستر معلش، هو في سي اي انا اخر حاجه فهمتها ان احنا جبنا 4.4009، مش عارف 12.546 جت منين.
عملت apply للform to get the volume. He asked to get the volume of the cone and the form given. Start now to substitute in this form. Third, pi r squared into height. After finding your height, which is 4.4 right here, 4.4008. Clear?
مستر مش طلعنا
تمام،
الهايت احنا
شكراً.
بالسؤال اللي قبليه.
C1, you're asking about C1. We found
ايوه
the
في C1
height.
طلعنا الهايت صح؟
We find the height in the same step. We found the height first, then we use the volume form. So this is the final answer of the volume.
وعليها 4 علامات.
مش عاجبك الاربع علامات ولا ايه؟
لا حاسس انه خلص السؤال بسرعة.
عشان انت بس الحاجات الحلوه بتعدي بثواني. انت فهمت؟
ايوه فهمت.
قول الحمد لله. يوسف،
الحمد لله.
فهمت يا يوسف؟
الحمد لله يا مستر.
رحمكم الله حبيبي. محمد رفعت، يس.
Mr. Hub, I don't get how we divide by 12.54 in the question.
Okay, I will explain this part again. You have big sphere, okay? Like this. You have a big sphere and you melted it and converted to number of small cones like this. Clear? So now, how to find the number of small cones? You have to divide this one by this one. It's exactly like a solving equation. Sphere, split it into small cones. I don't know the number. I wrote it as n. So the volume of a sphere equal n multiplied by the volume of the cones. So how to get n? Volume of a sphere divided by volume of the volume of a sphere. You have to find it first. It's written in the form 4/3 pi r cube. Clear? Divided by the volume of the cone found in the previous step. That's it. Clear now?
Wow. Yes,
Your
thank you.
answer is 41.7. How complete once? It completes 71 because the 42 is not complete because it's 0.7. So how many whole? Calculate the number complete will be 41. This is the final answer after. Now it's clear?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. Question number 5. Algebra. Two fractions. Find the mixed single fraction. What is the first step you have to do? Common denominator. Multiply x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2. Then cross x minus 3. Correct, you're right. X minus 3 multiply x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 2 minus x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Then expand and simplify. Don't try to expand the denominator. No need at all. No need. Expand x by x is x squared by 2x, 3x plus 6. See, this is negative sign. Be careful. This is a negative sign. You have to change. I'll keep it inside the bracket. Then I will change all of them again. Expand x by x, x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 divided by x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 2. Simplify. X squared 2x and 3x, 5x plus 6. Negative 5x When you change the sign, will be negative x squared. Negative negative is positive 5x, negative 6. Divided by x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 2. Simplify x, yes, x squared minus x squared. 5x negative 6, positive 6, 5x plus 5x, 10x divided by x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 2. You can keep your answer like this. If you expand the denominator, accepted, but have to be correct. Any question?
مستر
تفضل.
لو أنا I tried إني expand يعني مثلا الإكس والإكس هاي أعمل ملتبلاي للنيجاتيف للإكس بعدين يعني أعملهم مرة واحدة، هل راح ينقص مني علامات ولا لا؟
لا correct. يعني you can skip the first step and second step correct.
عادي أوكي.
Yeah. Question part B. Do you remember when we divided same base, multiplication, addition, division, subtraction? If we have a to the power of n multiplied by a power of m, so the answer will be what? A to the power of m plus n. But if it is a power n divided by a power m, so the answer will be what? N minus m. I will apply it now. Look at the left hand side. Same base. Is it same base? Yes. You can combine and write one term. 12 minus k over 2 is equal to 32. How can I write 32 as a base 2? 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5. If base equals base, power equals power. So 12 minus k over 2 equals 5. How can I solve this equation? Negative k over 2 to move to the other side, k over 2. Then 5 move to the other side will be 7. Cross multiplication. So k equals what? 14. K is equal 14. How to expand the 3 brackets? Whatever. Multiply first by second, then multiply the result by third. Multiply first by third, then multiply the result by second. Multiply second with third, then keep it multiplied by the first. I will leave the first term, first expression, y plus 3, leave it. Open bracket, expand and simplify. Y multiplied by 2y is 2y squared, then minus y, then minus 8y, then 4. Y plus 3 multiplied by 2y squared minus 9y plus 4. Continue again. Multiply by first, by second, by third. Repeat with 3. The first, y times 2y is 2y cubed minus 9y squared plus 4y plus 6y squared minus 27y plus 12. Simplify your answer as far as you can. 2y to the power of 3 minus 9y squared and the plus will be minus 3y squared. 4y minus 27y is negative 23y plus 12.
Sir,
Yes.
can you repeat B بس?
حاضر برجع له حاضر. Listen, after expanding and simplify, listen. In the final exam, how to verify your solution, how to make sure 100% you are right. If there is no mistakes for calculation, negative, positive multiplication.
Substitute y on both sides.
Substitute by any value both sides. You will get same. If say I substitute y 0, will be here 3. Substitute 0 will be -4. Substitute 0 will be -1. If you find the product will be 12. In the right side, y 0, 0, 0, so the answer 12, you are right. Clear? Okay. Back to question number part B again. Start from the first step. When we divide for same base, we subtract. This is step clear? 2 to the power of 12 minus k over 2. Clear? The right side, 32, you have to memorize power 2. 2 power of 2, 4. 2 power of 3, 8. 2 power of 4, 16. الجيجا بتاعت الرام أو الجيجا بتاعت الموبايلز. Maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024. It's 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3. So 32, 2 power of 5. If base equals the base, so the power equals the power. 12 minus k over 2 is equal to 5. So how to solve this equation? By moving it to the other side will be k over 2. Move 5 to the other side will be 7. Cross multiplication, so k is equal to 40.
No, okay, thank you.
Okay. Make x a subject. How many marks for this question? So I need please at least 3 steps. Step number 1, cross multiplication, xy equals 3 plus x. Step number 2, collect all terms included x in one term. Xy minus x equals 3. If we have more than one x, you have to take it outside as a comma. Will be x, y minus 1 equal 3. So x as a subject will be 3 over y minus 1. The final answer, 3 over y minus 1. Step number 1. By taking x a common factor, factorization. Take x outside common factors, you have to leave y minus 1 as a placeholder. If you expand, you'll get the same. Clear? Step number 1 again, cross multiplication. Step number 2, collect x together. Step number 3, by taking x outside. Don't forget, if you take x outside, you have to leave 1 as a placeholder for this position. Then divided by y minus 1. Question number 6, probability. How many cards do we have? 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we take 1 randomly, what is the probability of getting 1? 1 out of 6, 2, 1 out of 6, 3, 1 out of 6. It's called equally likely. Type. She takes 1 card randomly and replace it. When I say replace, there is no change for the total. It's still 6 each time. Don't forget to look at this point. Is it with replace or without? Now, let us start. Write the probability that the number is 5 or 6. She takes 1. Only. She takes 1. Write down the probability that 5 or 6. What is the answer? 2 over 6. Perfect. 5 or 6. 5 is 1, 6 is 1, so the answer will be 2 out of 6. Whatever you wrote your answer simplified or not, it's accepted. If it is not mentioned, write your answer simplified. You can keep it 2 over 6. You can write it 1 over 3rd, correct. But please, if it is not exact, don't try to say, I will write it like this. No need. Keep it exact as a fraction better. Now, question part 2. The number of trials 300 times. What your expectation, estimation? How many? How many? You have to do what? You have to get multiplication of the probability, multiplication the probability by the number of trials, which is 300. What is the final answer? 100. Now we'll take 2 without replace. We take 2 without replace. Find the probability that the sum of the 2 cards 5. You have to get all the cases which give the sum is 5. 1 and what? Give 5. 1 and 4. And their permutation will be 4 and 1, right? What else? 2 and 3, and their permutation. 3 and what else? That's it. So I will find now, what is the probability of 1? 1 out of 6 multiplied by 4. 1 out of what? Perfect. Because we reduce 1, it's without replace. If you take 1, you will keep it outside. So the total now is 5. This happens how many times? 4 times. You can find one of them because the probabilities are same, right? Probabilities are same. Probabilities are same. So you can find 1 out of 6 times 1 out of 5 multiplied by what? By 4. You will get your final answer, 4 over 30, or simplified 2 out of 15. Find the probability at least one of the numbers on the card is a square number. What are the squares first? Squares. 1, 4, 9, squares. Squares. We have only 2 squares, 1 and 4. عمر اتفضل.
مستر احنا عملنا add لكل ال probabilities.
الكويستشن بيقول لك add to be 5. To be ايه؟ 5. 1
أيوة بس
multiplied by what
بالآخر
will be
عملنا
5? 1 with 4. Maybe 4 with 1. It's depend on which first and which second. What else? 2 and 3 or 3 and 2. Don't forget to permutate, change the order.
Okay.
So write all the
مستر
cases first, then find the probabilities of each. Clear?
عملنا لهم add صح؟
Correct. You can add, you can take 1 multiplied by 4 because all are equal.
Okay.
But if it is different, you have to add. Find the probability. At least one of them is a square. One of them is a square. So you can take the first one to be square, but the second one is not a square. Or the first one is not a square, but the second one is square. Or the first is square and the second is square. How many cases? Let's now write the probabilities of each. It's written at least one of them is a square. So maybe the first is a square, but the second is not. Maybe the first is not a square, the second is not a square. Maybe both are squares. Let's start now to get the first case. Square. How many squares do we have? 2. Perfect. Which is 1 and 4, right? 1 and 4. It's 2 out of 6 times not a square. Not a square. Perfect. 4 over 5. Because there are 2 squares and 4 not. But it's without replace. See part B? It's a part B, part 1 and 2. So 2 related with part B. So it's in part B without replace. Don't forget to reduce 1 from the denominator. Repeat again for the second part. Not a square. Not a square will be 4 out of 6. Then square will be 2 out of 5. Exactly same, which is written up. Yes, it's the same, but the order changed. Or a square. How many squares? 2 out of 6. The next will be square. Will be what? Perfect. 1 out of 5. Then find the total sum. We have 3 cases. 2 out of 6 multiplied by 4 out of 5 plus 4 out of 6 multiplied by 2 out of 5 plus 2 out of 6 multiplied by 1 out of 5. Give me your final answer, please. 3 over 5. Clear?
Mister, I don't understand how we got 4/5.